Happy Wednesday. Is it a stressful week? Yeah? You guys all look stressed right now. Why don't we all do something like together just to let go of some of that? Everyone just take a deep breath in and now scream. I didn't actually expect people to scream. I'm just joking. I was gonna say we save that for when we get home, right? But I guess people just do it at school. So anyways, if you know me, then you know that I have a younger brother who's in 8th grade. Anyone else here have siblings in middle school? Yeah, they're more annoying than Harker Wi-Fi, right? They're like a pain. But it's not all bad. You know, my brother has introduced me to some interesting YouTube channels over the years, and I've learned a lot of things from them. One of them is Stephen He. Do we have any Stephen He fans here? So if you don't know who Stephen He is, he's the guy who makes those How Asian Parents Compare You to Your Cousins videos. And I like to think that I do a pretty good impression of his main character, but that's not really something I wanted to pull out for Harker Quadchella. So instead, I'm gonna talk about another YouTube channel, Dude Perfect. Everyone just groaned, like immediately. I think that most of Dude Perfect's videos are just like stupid clickbait, right? Like trick shots with a ping pong ball, like how many of those can you make? But the ones that I do like are his Stereotypes videos. So I thought, why not do Stereotypes, but the Harker version? Office hours, kids, stereotypes. Number 1, we have the emotional support friend. Do you know these people who never walk into a classroom alone to talk to the teacher? They'll always bring a friend with them. If you go to Mr. Silk's room with an emotional support friend, he'll refer to them as your bodyguard, which I think is pretty fitting. Because I myself have been an emotional support friend many times, and you know, our job is simple. We just walk in, we stand there while our friend talks to the teacher, we stare at the wall, we get the cue to leave, and then we're out. You know, we're just there to like bulk up the presents. Number 2, we have the never-ending conversation. Yes, this is Harker. Yes, our school song is literally called The Flame of Knowledge. But some people are just too filled with the flame of knowledge that they start going on these long, interesting tangents with the teacher during office hours. It's like their question is on this plane, and then their conversation goes on this plane. Yeah. If you're not laughing, that's because you're taking multivariable calculus right now. Number 3, we have the spy. This is the person on the other end of the spectrum who only comes to office hours to listen to other people's questions. The teacher will ask them, "Can I help you with anything?" And the student's like, "No, I'm just here for the vibes." And then they sit down and you're watching them and they're taking notes and you don't know what's going on in their head, but you know that they know what's going to be on the next test. Like, they are smart. They're recording everything that the teacher's saying. Number 4. If you've ever watched a Dude Perfect Stereotypes video, then you know that there's one of them that appears in all of his videos. And that is, does anyone know? The Rage Monster. Yeah. So everyone's like already getting ready for it. So the Harker office hours version, equivalent of the Rage Monster, is that kid who argues for every half point that they can possibly get back on their test. Now, the teacher knows this kid. And the teacher is tired of this kid. This kid is the reason why the teacher loves those never-ending conversation people, because the teacher doesn't want to deal with a 15-year-old just projecting their parents' disappointment, okay? Yeah. Just a pro tip for freshmen, asking for points back on a test is like asking someone out. You don't do it directly. You subtly weave it into the conversation, and by the end, they know that you're right. Okay, raise your hand if you fall under one of these 4 stereotypes that I just mentioned. Yeah, okay. Raise your hand if you've seen one of these 4 stereotypes. There should be like everyone, yeah. But you know, the thing is, each of these are so essential to the Harker office hours experience. Like, can you imagine an office hours where everyone goes in, gets their questions answered productively, and comes out? Like, that's not how life works, right? So just like always, Harker is preparing us for life. Thank you.
Another round of applause for Ritu. All right, next up we have a cover performance.